Hi. So I am stepping my foot right now on a puddle. But I do this thing because I like you guys. And I like you too. And I have some stuff to share. Why, you ask? Why? A valid point. It's 8th of October. Now, class, I'll take questions. What does 8th of October mean? What did you say? I know. What did you say? Oh, October. October, 8th of October. What happens, Inktober happens. So if it's the 8th, I wonder, could this be a week 1 of Inktober vlog? Guys, we got it. We cracked the code. Week 1 of Inktober. A weekly vlog shall happen throughout the rest of the month. But for now, let's crack on week 1, shall we? Join up. Get in the car, people. We're gonna draw. It is really unfortunate, but this year I chose to do all my Inktober drawings in my iPad, so I did it digitally. All of them are done using Adobe Fresco, because me and Illustrator just don't get along that well, so just is what it is, and I'm just gonna follow my little prompt list and my sketches to tell you about them, and I'll obviously put everything else on the screen and you can see the video of how they got done and everything else. So first prompt is crystal. Oh, also small disclaimer, I keep pressing record screen on my iPad and then it goes to shit. So basically I press it and then when I'm like, yeah, like I'm giving like the good angles for them to see like the whole process, and then I realized that it hasn't been recording. So there are a couple of these that are basically just the end of the process or something of the sorts, so I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, let's go on. Number 1, crystal. So I had no freaking idea what I was going to do for this one, and that is saying a lot considering that this year I actually bothered to think of my prompt ideas beforehand. So like at least the first like 10 prompts I hadn't thought before I started the challenge, just because I knew I was going to be busy as hell and I was not going to be like I realized last year that I was not able to digest thinking of an idea and getting the sketches and doing it in the same day. And I also realized that the reason why I couldn't do it was because I wasn't trained enough to do it physically. So this year digitally makes me a lot faster and makes everything just way easier to do. So it's going better. So crystal, I was thinking, okay, crystal, what can I do with crystal? Then I was thinking of this one. There's this book that I like that talks about a glass throne, and I was like, okay, I could do like a crystal throne in this thing. So I was thinking, okay, like what do I do on a crystal throne? I was like, okay, let's just like do like a big figure, just kind of like hogging the space, and then I realized mermaids, and somehow like this is a really big coincidence, but the last 2 or 3 years that I have done Inktober, I have always done a mermaid on the first day, and I do not plan it. It is just insane. So I did a mermaid, and it has a really interesting like just like kind of scratched type of shadow making style, and it's really just because I chose that I wasn't going to make it completely perfect this year, and I was just gonna go as loose as I could as long as it looked good. So I think it looks pretty good, and it was loose and it just got basically the representation done. I think some of the others that I did after are a little bit more worked on than this one, but I think it looks great and the idea is really cool. And then I felt like the background was a little bit empty, so I put on like some little dashes of stars in the night sky, because starry nights are really pretty. So yeah. Number 2, suit. So the only thing I thought about when I heard suit was Barney Stinson, and you're gonna hear a lot about him because there's one later on that's also inspired in him. Now, not my fault, but I'm watching How I Met Your Mother, so I was, so finished it this week, and it was very sad moments, because I miss it now, but yeah, so I thought about like Barney Stinson and suits, so you have like a little suit here. Yeah, and I ended up not doing this. So what I ended up doing was I was revisiting my old gallery, and there was this one sketch that I had done of these two skeletons peeling off this bubblicious body skin out of another skeleton, the queen. And I was like, hey, suit, this completely fits. So that was really great because I could reuse something that I hadn't finished. So I went back, I got that sketch, and I made it digital, and then I just adjusted all the proportions, and I filled in all the black parts, and gave it like shadings and like a light source, and just kind of worked it out until it had cohesive light sources, shadows, and the details were looking good to me. I think it's really cool that I am actually this year doing like the whole aesthetic of the pieces is very coherent because I'm just doing black and white and just like shadow. So it went well. Number 3, vessel. So a vessel is something that is being used by some other organism or parasite or person. So the idea that I got for this one was that this person, that there was like a person pinning another one down, and in the sense that they were trying to get the bottom one like was possessed, and they were trying to get the spirit out of them, out of the vessel. So I was going around with ideas, and I was just like, okay, why don't I make it, this is the easy way, believe me. And also I've been like really having a knack with the fact that I can actually work in like little phrases, just like little like dashes of humor from time to time on my work. It just cracks me up so much. There's that whole thing, and then I was going around with loads of different, I was working with the faces, and I was really crunching on time for that one, and I was trying my damn best, man. And I ended up actually like doing another type of shading, just basically like with lighter shades and just doing them like by sections. But it worked out, and I ended up actually like mixing both of them in the end when I finished everything, so I am pretty pleased with how it came out. I wish I had a little bit more time to work on a couple of these, just because I was working, and then I was coming home at the end of the day and doing a lot of these, and just, it's insane. As I was doing number 3 and number 4 on the same day because I got late, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to like jump off and do number 3 and number 5 and just like have it done, because I had like 3 posts for the day. It was like 3 in the morning, 4 at lunch, and 5 in the afternoon, and so I just did like 3 at lunch and 5 on the end of the day, and it was already a lot. I stayed up like a little late to do that one. You just gotta manage. Inktober is just all about management, and I will at some point get back to that knot one because I had a really cool idea. Everyone thought of shibari, but like voluptuous women with like knots tied around and just like things pressing on the skin, just like so aesthetic. Why not, you know? Number 5 is raven. Raven, yeah, so I just thought, okay, ravens, cool, cages, and it's Halloween, and I'm making skeletons for basically every and each one of my blessed drawings. So I was like, okay, ribcage, flowers, ravens around them. So I'm getting all these different raven reference pictures because for some reason I have a hard time drawing their beaks. I know that they like have like a very specific beak, but like I was trying to draw them, and like a friend of mine was with me, and I was just like, I cannot draw these. Like they look like completely like a seagull on crack. A seagull on crack. That's the best description. And my friend was like, but they're easy. Like, what do you mean? I was just like, seagull on crack. So we need references. So I got references, and it helped a lot. And then I was just like kind of just working in all the details, like where is I gonna put flowers, where the flowers are gonna be, and at some point I just like a little bit tired of like doing all the details, and I needed to get the thing done. And I was basically just taking it all on and trying to like make it quicker and just kind of take it back to the foundation. So I always go in with the background black as soon as I can, just so I can have contrast and an idea if everything is, if the composition is good, like if there isn't like just random space like missing, anything like that. So I keep that in mind. And then it's just shading and coloring in and adding highlights to the crows because they're very dark anyway. And it's just important to also like think of lights whenever you're shading something. It's important because otherwise you just have like black stuff in the middle. Number 6 is spirit. For spirit, I didn't exactly have an idea of what I was gonna do, as you can see, because this here is like my spirit little sketch. And in case you haven't noticed, that's not very specific. So spirit, I just came home and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna just like do like this person with like this like spirit animal behind them, or like kind of like protector. And I was talking to my boyfriend and he was just like, and I was like, what animal should I do now? Because I was thinking like big dragon or snake or something like that. He was like, you should totally just do a hamster. And I won't say like he said hamster or something, but I'm not gonna say it yet because it might actually still be a cool idea to do later on. So I don't want to reveal that just yet because it's going to be really funny when I do it. And I was just like, hamster. I was actually thinking guinea pig when he said it. And then I was like, you know what? Because he loves raccoons. And I was just like, if I make a raccoon, I can just like make this person that's underneath just like meditating over trash cans, holding trash bags. And it would be like a super holy moment for the piece. And I was just like, that might be a cool ass idea. So that is exactly what I did. Thank you for asking, and it went very well, and people flipped. It was very funny. Lots of people came to me about the raccoon because it hit the spot. So we did a holy raccoon on day 6. Then day 7, I was so excited for day 7 because day 7 is like one of my favorite concepts. It's just so goofy. So it's a fan, random fan that you can put, like it's small, or you can put it on your table or whatever. It's on like one of those big ones, and there's just like little pillows on like the bottom of the fan, and there's this fairies just going wee, just jumping around and like just using them kind of like a carousel, and using like the fan's movements to like just throw them, like just project them into places. And it's kind of like a merry-go-round, but like vertical, you know? And I was just like, that is such a playful, funny thing, and I was just so excited to do this one. I got late one day because of it, but I was very, very excited to do it. Honestly, and I'm really, really pleased that I'm doing this Inktober, just because last year I stopped Inktober because I was moving. And this year I realized that I was going to start working the day that Inktober started, and I was just like, you know what, we're gonna like strap the hell on, and we're gonna put our big boy boxers, and we are going to hammer on this shit. And I got a kickstart so I could have things done and sketched for the first 2 or 3 days, and we did it. And that's just on it. Just if you're thinking Inktober is going to be really hard and you're not going to have time, problem solve beforehand. Try to do it in advance, and that's like the only way you're going to be able to do it if you don't think you're going to leave. Be able to like do it in each day of yours. So yeah, next one. Yeah, like fan was great. I started with the background and like all the sketching. I just wanted to make sure that I had like the positions of the fairies correct, and I was thinking what I'm gonna like make them wear, which was still also very entertaining to think about. But I also like had a crap load of fun with this one, and it was on point. Let's be honest, it was on point. Then number 8, which is the one that I did yesterday because I'm one day late. Today is the 10th, and I did the 8th yesterday. So today I shall do pressure and pick. So we're gonna only talk about watch, which is number 8, and pressure and pick shall be for next week's vlog. So watch is the other Barney Stinson inspired one, because we are in a strip club. 2 skeletons chilling in a strip club, looking at normal fleshed people stripping. Now, don't get me wrong, I had a way better idea, which was to do a male stripper. This was the sketch. Look how fabulous he is. How fucking fabulous. And I didn't do it, which is a shame. But I still made it, and I made it a woman just because I thought it'd be a little bit more traditional, and because my reference was the skeleton just being like, meh, Lady Gaga's meat suit was cooler. I don't know if you are like remember this, but at some point some years ago Lady Gaga showed up to like some freaking event with a suit full of like steaks, made of steaks. So that's the meat suit we are referring to, in case anyone didn't see it or is lost. You should look it up. It's really funny, and it's a very good reference. This one took quite a bit of like restructuring, moving around. I was very tired of all the shading that I was doing at some point, because there was a lot of cross-hatching and a lot of layers to it, honestly. But I think it turned out pretty cool. I did, as always, background first and line work, and then just hammered in on those details. Did the leggings, did the thigh highs of like that she was wearing, the little like waist belt that holds it up. I'm not remembering what it's called right now, but it's fine. And I was just like, okay, like we shall hammer this in. And yeah, just skulls are honestly just like so funny to make at this point. It was a blast. It took a little long, but it was a blast nonetheless. Okay, gonna put my notebook down, because that is this week's Inktober vlog, and I hope that you're thinking that it's cool. I hope that your Inktober is going well, and that you are a little bit more up to date than me, and you're actually doing day 10 only today. But I'm a big girl, and I will get my big girl boxers on and just hammer this on. Yeah. So, without further ado, I hope you have a really great creative week ahead of you, that you enjoyed looking at my little fast painting, and just, man, I hope your Inktober is going well. And if you stopped in the meantime because you couldn't keep up, remember that you can always pick it up any point. You don't have to do it straight away. Like, this is just a challenge for you and to participate in the community. So if you stopped, it's day 10, you can pick it up once more. There is no shame, and it's all about the fun and developing your art skills and drawing skills and inking skills and everything else you're using to do it, because Inktober is so versatile, and you should just do whatever feels good to you. So go out there, be creative, and good luck with your Inktober or any other creative art projects or other projects that you're carrying on with at this point in this week. And I wish you the best of lucks, and I will see you here next week.